Hey guys, welcome back to Reserved Investments on YouTube. Jim Fresh Sean joining you today. Today, we are going to take a different dive on the topic of collectible finance. Now, as you guys are aware, and I do repeat this from time to time, with the name Reserved Investments, this channel is devoted to collectible finance. So I want to make that very clear. A lot of you guys reach out, you discover this channel, and you tell me, Sean, collecting is for fun. Sean, collecting is a passion. Again, I am a consultant in the antiques and collectibles trade. People pay me to analyze markets over the short term and over the long term, whether it be the market for Pokemon cards, rare coins, pieces of art, antiquities, whatever it is. That's what I get paid to analyze. This channel is the end result of a lot of that analyzation, of a lot of the fundamentals, the basics that go behind investing in this particular alternate asset class known as the antiques and collectibles trade. So either you love my content or you hate it. There are very few people in between that say, that guy's okay. Or, I can tolerate with some of his videos. It's either you love this content or you hate this content. Most of the people that hate this content, it's because it's non-hype driven. I literally take you behind the scenes and I show you what is behind the market fundamentals or the dynamics that make up these particular collectible markets over the short term and over the long term. Well, today I'm going to read you an email that I received. And again, I did change some of the wording of this email because I don't want to identify this particular individual. I do know, and this individual told me I could state this particular person is actually active on certain collecting forums out there that deal with pop culture collectibles. I'm going to read this email in its entirety. What I want you to do is listen all the way to the end because this is a prime example as to how collectible investing can go wrong in the year 2021. Remember what I always tell you guys on this channel. It is very easy to buy a collectible and call yourself an investor. You can click the buy it now button on a lot of these auction sites, on eBay, on dealer sites, or you can play in the big league. You can register a heritage account. You can register on Morphe Auctions. You can register on Comic Link, Certified Link, Hakes, whatever auction site you fancy, and you can start bidding up the value of a lot of these items. The problem is, it is much more difficult to sell some of these items at a substantial profit, especially if you put all of your money in a lot of these alternate asset classes, whether it be cryptocurrency, gold, silver, and of course, collectibles, which is what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm going to read this email verbatim. Again, I did rewrite certain parts just so that nobody could figure out the identity of this particular individual. I'm not going to give his name, and then we're going to discuss it. And I do want to tell you, this email does start off a little cliche, and that's nothing against the person that sent me this email. It's just what he went through in the beginning seems a little bit similar to other stories we've heard out there. It's at the end where it kind of takes a very dark twist. And luckily, I am happy to report he is recovering from everything. He is going to be okay, but he did take a step back financially, at least, because of some of the actions that he took that led him to this predicament. So without further ado, we're going to go right into this. Sean, I just want to say that I'm a huge fan of your channel. Per our discussions, I give you full permission to use the email in its entirety, but please do not use my real name or any identifying information. I am not looking for any pity nor financial support. I contacted you to let you know that I really appreciate the work you do and hope that this lesson provides clarity in the year 2021 where speculating and investing in collectibles is all the rage. You are 100% correct in your analysis, and I see many people taking unnecessary and often costly risks in these markets simply because they see others doing it. Here is my story. I graduated from college in 2012 with a bachelor's in business and work in accounting for a very large corporation in the Northeast. I have always enjoyed pop culture collectibles, and after feeling very comfortable in my abilities to make a living at my job, I moved in with my girlfriend in 2015. We met in college a few years earlier, and at first, she was very supportive of my interests in a lot of these collectible markets, knowing that I am educated in business. By 2016, I discovered a lot of the hardcore collectible finance YouTube channels that were making rounds at that particular time. I know you know some of the names I am talking about here, and to be fair, I want to make it very clear that I do not blame them for what occurred. I have supported a lot of these channels through their Patreon and also in other means. You talk an awful lot about personal responsibility in finance, in relationships, and life in general, and none of these YouTubers forced me to buy or invest in any of the collectibles they were talking about. I did that out of my own accord. That said, by 2017, I was literally already spending $2,000 to $3,000 a month. My gosh, that's $24,000 to $36,000 a year on everything from factory sealed booster boxes of modern Magic the Gathering and Pokemon cards, factory sealed Lego sets, modern era limited edition factory sealed video games, Nintendo Amiibo, Funko Pops, and others. It didn't take long until the spare bedroom in me and my girlfriend's apartment was filled to the brim. This was also at the time that things started to fall apart between my girlfriend and I. She claimed I lost interest in life and became quite boring, while I argued that she did not see the opportunity in these quote-unquote investments. By 2018, she called things off and moved out. I was heartbroken, and sadly, I started to pour even more money into a lot of these collectibles as a way to deal with the pain. To this very day, I still miss her. 2019 came and went, and I logged into a collecting forum where one of your videos was being discussed. At first, I wrote off a lot of your content, like some of your 20-something critics. I actually thought you were out of touch with the collectibles trade until I started to dig into your work. It became very clear to me that I had a lot to learn, not just about investing in collectibles, but finance and life in general. Because I was putting most of my spare money, and even some money I did not have, into my collectible empire, I had no money invested in traditional assets aside from my corporate job's 401k plan, and even that was lacking due to the fact that I am still $40,000 in debt for my college degree. Make no mistake, I agree with you that a college degree is generally warranted in today's world. I don't think my former girlfriend would have even chosen me without having a degree, even though we met in college, but that is not why I'm writing you today. In late 2020, after having severe intestinal issues and developing bleeding from my rectum, I was diagnosed with colon cancer. Doctors stated I would most likely make a full recovery, but would have to take it easy for about 6 months and go out in disability from my job. Unfortunately, like you, I also reside in the States, and my disability plan at work only pays 66% of my full-time wages. It is almost impossible for me to make it on this amount, and I also have to keep up on medical expenses, co-pays, and deductibles as a result of my ongoing treatment. See that, guys? This is the only political thing I'm going to say. If you live in a country with subsidized health care, be glad, because in the U.S., we have none. I do not have the energy or the time to even consider listing a room full of collectibles on eBay and hope for the best. Even with some of the few vintage and highly desirable collectibles I have, auction companies are telling me it would take 3 to 6 months to convert them to cash, and it is possible I will most likely take a loss after all fees are factored into the equation. Due to the amount of these items, I have no negotiating power with a lot of these high-profile auction companies. Flash forward to mid-2021, and I'm happy to report that I was very lucky. The cancer is in full remission, and I lost no colon function at all. I did have to borrow $10,000 as a cash advance on my credit card to survive, and also take out a $5,000 loan against my 401k plan. I am now back at work full time, and I now realize that I also just got stuck with a dreadful part-time job that I don't even want. You see, to pay off the credit card balance and the 401k loan, I have to spend several hours a night listing, packing, and selling a room full of contents that I no longer have any passion for due to these experiences. Honestly, I just want to go back to being with my girlfriend and celebrating my recovery. But the girlfriend is still long gone. But luckily, so is the cancer. Make no mistake, Sean. What you do on this channel is a blessing. I now know firsthand that this is extremely hard work. You are 100% correct that most people, myself included, do not understand how these markets work. Everyone just sees hype and dollar signs. I now know it is much easier to buy collectibles than actually sell them and make a profit. I predict a lot of your critics will also learn this lesson the hard way in most cases. P.S. I appreciate all the free advice and phone calls you provided during this time when we spoke, and I truly hope you never have to deal with a cancer diagnosis. Forever a fan, forever a subscriber. Thank you, my friend. And again, I can't state your name, but I do appreciate you sending this email. All the advice that I gave you was obviously free of charge. I just wanted you to recover and get through this and learn from it. To the people watching, now that I just read this email, now that I spoke for a bit about this, I hope you understand putting all your money in alternate asset classes. We don't even have to talk about collectibles. If you're putting all your money in gold, silver, cryptocurrency, collectibles, antiques, art, antiquities, you are not that studious to what's happening in the overall financial markets, to understanding how to exist as a productive human being in the year 2021 and even beyond. This is a prime example why you cannot put all of your money in non-cash income-producing assets. Please learn from this. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you need me to do a follow-up video on any of the talking points in this particular segment, please feel free to let me know, and we'll go from there. Thank you for watching. Have a great night, and just know that I am so glad that this person made a full recovery, at least physically, and unfortunately, he's going to have some work to do before he makes a full financial recovery. He can always, hopefully, get another girlfriend. Thanks for watching. And again, have a good evening.